Hello, my name is Haley Schofield, and this is my persuasive speech. Hunting is a good thing, but why is hunting so important? It helps maintain population control, as well as gain money that goes towards U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, and it gives family and friends time for bonding, as well as gaining meat for food. When hunting comes to mind, the first thing that pops into one's head is killing animals, but there is so much more to it than just that. Hunting plays a big role in today's society. As Theodore Roosevelt says, in hunting, the finding and killing of the game is, after all, but a part of the whole. Hunting not only helps maintain population control, and gain meat, but the money spent on hunting licenses always goes towards the wildlife services, as well as hunting helping the economy and landowners. By allowing only those with hunting licenses to hunt helps maintain the populations of animals across the U.S. According to Hudson Education, there are over 20 million white-tailed deer in the U.S. alone, which also helps contribute to the chain reaction of the predators of the white-tailed deer as well. If we keep control of the white-tailed deers, then we can keep in control of their predators, make sure that they don't get too much of a number over any other animals as well. Which leads me to show you a picture of a hunting license itself. This alone is a Texas hunting license. Here it should give you your address as long as well with your own specified ID number, which for this one was 64, and that gave them for 3 types of different animals as well. For actually 2 types. It's for deer and for turkey only. There are other hunting licenses that are just like this that you can purchase for several animals all at once. While hunting with a hunting license also helps maintain control of the population, the money raised by purchasing it goes towards the U.S. Fishing and Wildlife Services as well. During the season when the licenses are purchased, the money goes towards the Wildlife Services. According to the Newshound, in 2007, nearly $350 million was distributed to fisheries, and $267 million for wildlife and hunting education. This money goes towards helping animals as well as educating people about wildlife and making sure that the steps are taken to make sure the wildlife are still safe. This money doesn't go towards the government like most people think it does. It goes towards the wildlife services who set aside several thousands of acres of habitat just for the wildlife alone to make sure that they have their own habitat and that way it's not destroyed. Even though it's important to know where the money goes, a lot of people still argue that hunting for sport is still bad, which leads me to my next main point. Hunters don't typically hunt only for the sport, they also hunt for the meat as well as gaining a living off it and being able to sell land and to gain that money from that. Yes, hunting helps families spend time together and to bond, but true hunters won't kill just to kill. They will also kill for the meat. Hunting not only gains food, but it also helps the economy in hunting communities, which is like gas stations or retail stores such as Walmart. It helps because these hunters go there to purchase things and items that they need, as well as even small town cafes, because when people go and hunt, they're going to stop somewhere in the morning and eat breakfast, or they're going to stop for lunch after a good hunt, and they're even at a small town cafe they're going to stop at, and that gains revenue for them. It also helps provide income for property owners who lease out their land to hunters to use. This is how most people in small towns with a bunch of land make a living. They lease out land to several hunters at once, and hunters go at different times to make sure they don't cross. And this helps gain that landowner money because these hunters pay them to go and hunt on their land and to go scout and make sure there's animals for their hunt for the people they take to hunt. While hunting helps build a bond between family and friends, it also helps the economy and helps provide income to those who lease their land to the hunters. Even though people tend to argue that hunting is bad, I have yet to see why. Overall, Hunting helps maintain populations, as well as the money spent on licenses goes towards wildlife services to help animals, as well as hunting helping the economy and landowners. Yes, hunting does look bad at a first glance, but once research is done and it's really looked into, then people notice it's not truly bad. It's actually a really good thing. As people always say, don't judge a book by its cover.